Today we have a Jeep Compass. We're going to do some troubleshoot on the engine. It have a noise when you give some revs to the engine. So we're going to check and see what causing this problem and repair it. The engine itself have a lot of noise, so it's just a matter of finding the particular noise that we call the abnormal noise. So we're going to start the engine and try identify first which area the noise is located. Now I have the engine at idle and it's very slight noise rattling. So we're going to give it some revs and see if we hear this much. Just give it a steady rev, the noise didn't come. You have it at idle, the noise didn't come. So we're going to give it some high revs and release and try and force the noise to come.
Technics Auto Center comprehensive memberships are here for you. Very cost-effective solution for bike and vehicle owners. These memberships go beyond peace of mind, guaranteed solutions, and support, making Technics Auto memberships a must-have. 5 premier Technics memberships are now available. Tow truck and roadside assistance, service, parts, and business credit memberships. Our membership programs are designed to give customers real benefits. Reliability with on-time towing, roadside assistance, unexpected repairs, and significant discounts. Log on to our user-friendly website, www.technicsautolimited.com. Procure your must-have Technics membership today.
Now I can hear the rattling. I'm just going to remove this cover. So, from what I hear, it sounds as if there's something within the timing system messed up. So either the chain flagged out, meaning it's stretched too much, or the tension is no good, or one of the guide rails broken, or sometimes even the camshaft varnish can make that type of rattling noise. So I'm going to open the front of the engine and take a look at all the different parts in the timing. Now I'm just removing the valve cover. And we don't want to break the gasket. Yes, this chain is very loose. So that's telling us something going on. So I'm going to just finish, pull off the front cover and see what's going on inside there. So I'm just pulling out the front cover here. Just a silicone kind of holding it tight. So I'm going to just take the cover out down below. And this is the front cover here. So the front cover is off and the guide rails are good. The tensioner feel good. Okay, so the tensioner is nice and firm and the ratchet is still good in it. So here what I'm doing, I'm checking the tensioner if it's good, and you see like that, it's not supposed to go back like that because it have a ratchet inside that's supposed to keep it when it extend and stop it from releasing. So that's what causing the chain to rattle. That's what causing the chain to rattle when the tension are released like that. When it released like that, then there's no tension on the guide rail, and that's what going to make the chain rattle and make a lot of noise. So that's where our noise coming from. It's not supposed to free like that. So it's two tensioner. One for the timing between the crankshaft and the camshaft. And as we show already, this one is free. This tensioner down here is for the oil pump. And you're going to see the difference here. I'm going to just try to force it back. And you see, it can't go no further than that because the ratchet lock it. So, this is what making the noise in the engine. This tensioner, timing chain tensioner need to replace, but it also have another issue. You see the distance on the chain right here? This distance right here. It's too much. This supposed to be somewhere down here. So that's telling us that the chain is also stretched. So we're going to replace the chain and the tensioner. So now, looking at the guide rails, they are pretty good. But being that we are this far in, we're going to just replace them along with the chain and the tensioner. The oil pump is pretty good. You can see the tensioner is not extended like how this tensioner here is extended from here to here. You can see from here to here the chain is pretty much new and the rails in good shape. Another important thing to note is that with this timing chain extended, it still could use and the engine still would run. But one of the issues you're going to have is that the timing not going to be exactly on the camshaft and the crankshaft timing, and that going to cause more fuel mileage and a less performance, not a big loss in performance where you feel it in the pedal, but you will definitely see it appear in the fuel consumption. So that's another reason why we're going to change this chain. Now the timing chain and the oil pump chain is off, and we're going to start the reassemble process. This is the original timing chain, and it's stretched. And this is the oil pump chain here. These are the new parts. This is the new guide rail for the tensioner. This is the new chain. Oil pump guide rail. And this is the front cover seal. And this is the oil pump chain. Now I'm just putting in the guide rails for the oil pump chain. Just cleaning the surface a little bit where the tension is going to sit. Make sure nothing sitting there. And this is the tensioner for the oil pump. So now I'm going to remove the lock for the tensioner. And then it's right out there, and you can see the chain firm up. And then the next thing I want to do is test it, if it's actually holding. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Technics Auto Center comprehensive memberships are here for you. Very cost-effective solution for bike and vehicle owners. These memberships go beyond peace of mind, guaranteed solutions, and support, making Technics Auto memberships a must-have. 5 premier Technics memberships are now available. Tow truck and roadside assistant, service, parts, and business credit memberships. Our membership programs are designed to give customers real benefits. Reliability with on-time towing, roadside assistant, unexpected repairs, and significant discounts. Log on to our user-friendly website, www.technicsautolimited.com. Procure your must-have Technics membership today.
So the last test now for this is we just check the timing for the oil pump, and our mark is correct here on the pump. Then I have another one here. The chain, the mark on the chain and the mark on the sprocket. or gear. So we know that the timing is correct for the pump, and the reason you want to get that timing correct, because some pump have a balance shaft inside, and this is one of those pump where the balance weight is actually inside the pump instead of inside the engine block. Okay, so we're going to put this chain on, but it's a little bit crazy in the back. Because the problem is we can't see one of the timing marks properly. And these are the marks here that we basically have 3 marks in the chain, 1, 2, 3, and those is what going to line up with the 2 camshaft and the crankshaft, and you got to get them spot on. So first thing is I'm looking for the 2 marks that were for the camshaft, and those would be closer. So it wouldn't be this for the camshaft, it would be these 2 that is much closer, like that. So now I'm going to improvise a little bit. I just have a glass here because my eye can't see the mark. So I'm going to use the glass to find the mark. And that's the mark right there. Now we're going to get the chain to go around to it. So you can see it in the camera there. Just about can make it out. Okay, so the chain is in one mark. We gotta keep it in that mark. So now I'm just reinstalling back the timing chain with the timing chain guides. And with this engine, I'm going to show you some stuff that important, especially for a young technician or a young mechanic. Just some helpful tips for when you're doing timing chain or timing in general. So you can see it in the camera there. Just about can make it out. Okay, so the chain is in one mark. We gotta keep it in that mark. Okay, in this section of the work, I'm just going to put in the timing chain tensioner. But if you notice, I have one end holding the chain into the groove. We have to keep it in the mark. And then I'm using the other end. So this is where you have to, use both hands to do multiple functions at the same time. So you have to be very careful, but at the same time you have to be versatile and flexible using, like now I have one set of fingers hold the chain in the gear while this big finger hold the tensioner, while my next hand will catch the nut. So once I catch the tensioner, then I can release the chain, even though it's a little loose, but it won't skip the gear and go in the wrong gear and go off the timing mark. So now I'm just going to tighten up this tensioner. And these bolts, you can torque them as well as, experience will tell you how much tighten a small 10 bolt like this. Okay, so now I'm going to release the tensioner, making sure everything correct. So there, the tensioner release. Now I'm just want to make sure, just be 100% accurate. This is our mark right there in the chain, and this is the crankshaft mark here. So now I'm just going to bring the car down so that I can check the timing with the camshaft timing. We already checked the crankshaft timing, so know that section is okay. So now I have the car down. We can see the link in the timing chain, and it lined up with the correct mark in the gear. And the same thing over there. You can see the mark there. It's a little bit difficult. It's right there, and there is the link. So we know they are 100% correct. So there's a few little things here I want to show you. If you're not, that experienced mechanic and you're a young guy coming up, with the timing, sometimes you find some manufacturers have many different marks on the timing gear, like the crankshaft gear, the camshaft gears, and you can get confused if you're not a person or a mechanic which is familiar with that engine. So there's a few little tricks that you do, and it will help to guide you in the right way. So with this engine, it have two different marks on the camshaft sprockets or gears. And what I've done, before I open the timing, I actually bring it at TDC coming off exhaust on the number 4 and going on intake. And I stop it right in that 0 position, TDC, 0 degree. And then I put a small mark, not any indentation to damage the material, but just a mark in the actual coloring of the material. So now I set the timing with the original marks and the original chain. Now I'm going to rotate the engine and check if my marks come back and lined up. Then I know for sure, or you could know for sure, the timing is where it's supposed to be. And that's just a small thing you can do to make sure you get the timing correct. Because with these engines, it will definitely bend valves and damage the piston if the timing is not correct. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to rotate the engine. But while I'm rotating the engine, I also I'm checking if the engine rotating smoothly. I checking the amount of compression I feel, and I also checking if there is any error in the timing where the valve touching the piston. So I've changed the front seal, and now I'm just going to put some silicone on the front cover. This front cover don't really use a gasket, So I'll just put some silicone on it. So I'm just doing the lower section here. And this is really critical because the last thing you want to do is fit this engine up and then it leaking. So with this front cover, it's a little bit crazy over here. I don't have a lot of room. And I want to get it correct. To get those dowels correct. So just one dowel there. That's the other dowel there. Okay. So now the front cover on, I'm going to catch the bolts and lock it up. Just catching these from some of these bolts so I can go up the top and balance up the top. So now the front cover is finished and I'm just going to install this valve cover. It's really a little bit tight in here. So I just want to make sure we catch all these bolts correctly. All the front cover is filled up with the pull-in, belt-in, and sump. So now we're getting ready to just put on the cover under the bottom and finish up this section. This cover here, some guys like to leave it off, but it's very important because this gives a lot of protection, especially when you're driving through water. So the engine has been finished assembled. Just need to put the engine cover on now, and then I'm going to give it a start.
Technics Auto Center comprehensive memberships are here for you. Very cost-effective solution for bike and vehicle owners. These memberships go beyond peace of mind, guaranteed solutions, and support, making Technics Auto memberships a must-have. 5 premier Technics memberships are now available. Tow truck and roadside assistance, service, parts, and business credit memberships. Our membership programs are designed to give customers real benefits. Reliability with on-time towing, roadside assistance, unexpected repairs, and significant discounts. Log on to our user-friendly website, www.technicsautolimited.com. Procure your must-have Technics membership today.
This is the final piece of the puzzle here. I always like to hear that sound. Turn the key, first time, start. And important, we didn't hear any rattling in the first couple seconds that it starts. So I'm pretty sure the chain problem has been resolved. going to go on a test drive now. Now we are on the test drive. Most important, the engine feeling good, sounding good, and I think the customer will, I am sure the customer will be happy when they drive and feel the vehicle now compared to what it was before.
I'm celebrating my liberation. I'm celebrating my liberation. I'm celebrating my liberation.